Imagine standing in an empty room before a mirror that reflects not you, but a complex clockwork mechanism. You notice that not a single gear obeys your commands, and suddenly a chilling truth hits you. You are not the master of your own body. You are merely an observer in someone else's game. You have grown used to believing the myth of the rational man, who chooses his own path and controls his thoughts. But your mind is not the captain. It is a frightened sailor trying to hold the wheel during a storm. Yourself is just a thin film over an ocean of primal instincts. Everything you consider a free choice is actually the result of ancient biological programs running in the background. Your brain is a supercomputer with outdated software, designed for survival, not for your personal happiness. You do not think independently. You simply react to external stimuli. Your greatest enemy is the internal ego's advocate, who works in your head without weekends or holidays. Remember any mistake or outburst of anger that made you feel agonizingly ashamed later. Your mind instantly invented 100 excuses just to make you feel right again. This advocate does not seek truth. It protects your fragile image of yourself by creating an illusion of logic where there is none. You tell yourself, I was just tired, or they provoked me, hiding a total loss of control. Your intellect is merely a tool emotions use to legitimize their chaos. Look at your relationships. You believe your attraction to someone is magic or the call of a kindred soul. In reality, it is the trauma matrix at work, where the brain seeks not happiness, but confirmation of your old pain. You ignore stable people because your broken firmware finds them boring. As soon as a cold manipulator appears, your mind ignites with a dopamine fire, mistaking anxiety for a spark of passion. This isn't love. It is your psychology trying to replay an old script of your defeat. Your mind obediently serves this addiction while you slowly destroy yourself. Communication today is a game of shadows where the winner is the one who best commands their cold mode. Your emotions force you to talk too much, to justify yourself, and to fill every silence with your presence. But every extra word spoken out of fear only devalues your persona. A cold mind knows. Value is created by the scarcity of your words, your reactions, and your personal approval. When you stop emotionally investing in every person you meet, people begin to seek your attention themselves. This is the psychology of attraction in its purest, almost surgical form. Your confidence is a facade held up by the sand of external circumstances and the approval of random people. If these supports were removed, what would be left of you besides the fear of being unnecessary in this noise? Real strength is born from the readiness to accept any outcome with icy calm. Look at your habits. You forge your own chains every morning by consuming cheap dopamine from a phone screen. Your brain loves automation because it saves energy, turning life into a sequence of reactions. You aren't living. You are simply processing incoming data without ever changing course. To break the trance, master cold distance, the ability to observe yourself from the outside as if you were an object. When you feel a surge of anger or fear, don't give it a voice. Simply record the chemical reaction. This 1-second split between impulse and action is your only true freedom. Most people live in a state of emotional hijack, where their mind is completely merged with their current mood. They are slaves to a temporary feeling or a colleague's random comment, forever seeking someone to blame for their inner storms. Your feelings are just data, not a command. Your brain will sabotage growth because any transformation is a direct threat to its survival. Thoughts of laziness or I'll start a new life tomorrow will appear, but they are just defense mechanisms. Do not believe that voice. It is the whisper of your prison wanting to keep you weak. The modern world is a machine designed to stimulate your lowest reactions through news and social media algorithms. They keep you in a state of eternal anxiety, so your cold mind never wakes up to ask the question, why? You are a participant in an experiment to turn individuals into reactive consumers. Dark synthesis begins when you stop dividing your states into good or bad for society. Anger is not a sin. It is a resource of energy that the mind must direct into action, not into a scream. Your passion must become a controlled explosion, not a chaotic fire that burns everything down. Be the surgeon of your reality, ruthlessly cutting away the people and habits that do not strengthen your structure. Softness here is self-betrayal, leading to the slow withering of your will. If a relationship drags you down, but you stay because of feelings, you are walking voluntarily to the scaffold. Look at the people around you. Most are biological robots executing the same programs for years. They react to praise with a smile and to criticism with offense, being completely transparent to a real player. Your unpredictability, born of cold calculation, will make you invincible to their manipulations. True magnetism is the broadcast of an inner autonomy and silence that cannot be faked. When your mind becomes independent of external validation, the world itself begins to offer you resources. People gravitate toward you because they see in you what they lack themselves: control. The psychology of confidence is built on the ability to keep a promise made to yourself when you are tired or afraid. Every time you break an internal vow, you undermine your foundation, and no external success can fix it. Your mind records this betrayal, turning your strength into a hollow shell. You often feel empty and try to fill it with busyness, but that void is not an enemy. It is the space for your will. A cold mind does not fear silence. It uses it as a tool to deconstruct your false desires. Stop running from yourself into the noise, and you will see the flashes of your true power. Tomorrow, your brain will again offer you old excuses and familiar fears, trying to pull you back into the rut. In that moment, you will have exactly 3 seconds to intercept control and make a conscious choice. Either you take the wheel in your hands, or the ocean of your passions will swallow you. Wake up in a world where you are no longer a victim of circumstance, but the architect of your own cold greatness. Your game has begun, and now you have all the tools to emerge as the absolute winner. The abyss no longer scares you, because you have become the abyss, deep, powerful, and vast.